people are acting on a whole nother level on that. Can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Welcome back to Mona's Take, everyone. I am your host, Mona Rose, and we are here to talk about everything reality TV. Big Brother live feeds. I believe we are on day 10 or 11. I've lost count at this point. But we're getting there. I've gotten caught up, finally, with everything that's been going on. That's the reason for the late video today. I wanted to get in the nominations for a veto and everything that I know about that. Nominations, who was selected for video and all of that. They haven't played as of yet. It's about 2:30 Central Time. So they still haven't started the POV. So I'm guessing that it's probably going to be something that's very quick. Alright, so we all know that Jared went to the nether regions. And per the note last week from Corey, we don't know how long he's going to be there. Corey was there for a couple hours, but the note said the next house guest wouldn't be so lucky. So, Jared got taken. He was number 2. He was right behind Heisem in the HOH competition. And he's the one that was taken. So the week before it was the last place finisher. This time it was the second place finisher. I have a feeling that it's just going to be random. That they are going to pick who they want to pick. No rhyme or reason to it. So we can't figure out who would go next type thing. Sorry guys, I'm fixing me something to drink. Been a long day. We just got back from Costco's. I have to do the video, and then after that I have my live jewelry show. So busy Saturday. So everyone's milling around the house doing their thing, and all of a sudden, where the memory wall is, Jared appears on the TV monitor. So, of course, everybody comes running in there. He's very hard to hear. They make his voice like distorted, like it's from way far away. The picture was kind of blurry. Almost as if he was in maybe a crystal ball or something. It's the best way I can explain it. And he said that he wasn't getting much sleep. This was around 12:30 today. Today, what is today? Yesterday. Around 12:30. Said that he hasn't slept. That he will be so happy when he finally gets to sleep in a real bed. Because, you know, he's been have-not. And then now he's in the nether region. Why they're not letting him sleep, I'm not sure. So the HOH competition was Thursday night. So overnight onto 12:30 the next day, he still had not slept. According to him. He said that he was getting to eat. He had a good breakfast. Checked in on the house guests, told everybody he missed them, and then poof, he's gone again. Heisem thought that he was going to have till today to do nominations. So he wasn't in a real hurry to talk to anyone until someone saw on the screen in the living room it said nominations today. Bowie. So she went running out and she told Heisem. So he immediately, all right, let's get this rolling. I need to start having my conversations. This dude is dangerous. He is dangerous in this game. He is strategic. He knows how to get people to give him information. And they give it freely. It's amazing to watch. I don't think I've ever seen a Big Brother player this caliber in a long, long time. He knows his big brother. He knows the seasons. He knows the players. He knows all of that. All right, hold on. I gotta bring me up some because that's aggravating me. I feel like I'm way far away from y'all. Let me adjust this a little bit. See if that doesn't help. See if that doesn't help. Alright, that's a little better. So, he's dangerous. He doesn't let anyone bullshit him. Like, as soon as they start trying, he calls them out on it. It's like, no, I know better. So watching him do his one-on-ones was so good. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to... The new setup that I have... Alright, that's better. Ooh, I'm a hot mess, too. I told you I just got back from Costco. Alright, so watching him was amazing. Let's see, who was his first one? His first one was Corey. And I think it was Saray that told Corey not to try to BS Heisem because he can see through it and he doesn't like it. So Corey starts out and he says, look, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm close to Jared. I'm close to Saray, and Izzy. He says, Heisem's asking him all these questions. Who would you put up? Alright, Heisem said Jag would be next on his list because he's dangerous and if he's left in the game, he's going to win it. And Heisem said, were you in the room when Riley said that she would put up me and Izzy? And Corey said no. And Heisem cut him off and said, well, how did you know about it? And Corey said, Riley came up to me and said, who told Heisem that I would put him up? And I assumed that it was Cameron, since her and Cameron are so close, and Cameron's the one that she talks to all the time. And it was Cameron. Cameron has a nice little cluster screw going on. He's playing everybody against each other. So Heisem says, okay, how do I fit into your mid game? And he's not playing around. I mean, he's coming up with those questions like boom, boom. And that's going to put a target on his back because these people are going to see how he does this HOH and they're going to want him out. He is very, very strategic, and those kind of players in Big Brother are dangerous. Corey says, I'm not here, or he asked him if he got to play the veto and when, what would he do? And Corey said, I'm not here to disrupt anything. And Heisem really quickly and in a very, not going to say aggressive voice because that's kind of an over-the-top word, but very sternly said to him, and I quote, I think it would be very hard to obstruct something at this point, and I think it would be very dangerous for anyone who tries. I was like, oh, damn, Heisem. I was like, oh my God, that scared me. The next one is Cameron. And it confirmed everything that I thought. Cameron is the one that's been telling everything. We'll get to... Let me put it this way. He's been telling almost everything. He came in and... Heisem is just brutally honest with him. And he's like, you know, this is what I'm thinking. It's like, I'm thinking about putting up you, and I'm thinking about putting up Riley. He's like, because if I put up Riley and you win the power of veto, I'm afraid that you're going to try to save her. Because you've already said that she reminds you of your daughter. Which I think is very, very weird. But he said, you already said that she reminds you of your daughter, so I'm afraid that your savior complex is going to come in, and you're going to save her, or try to save her. He said, so if I put you up with her, then I don't have to worry about it, because you can't save her. And he has a point. But I mean, he was very just over the top honest. I'm not really seeing an HOH that has done that in a long time. And he says really quickly, I wouldn't save her. He throws Riley right under the bus. And there's a game, I think there's a game of chicken going on between Hisam and Cameron. Because most people would say, oh no, I promise you, you know, I wouldn't save her, yada, yada, yada. He didn't. He said, yeah, you're probably saving me from having to be in that position, because I probably would want to save her. So yeah, putting me on the block is the best move, and I can see how you're doing that to help me. Like, what universe? Because these guys are not in our universe at all. They're just, I think that they are playing a game of chicken in their heads with each other to see who comes out on top. We'll see. But Cameron is a snake. He is a snake. Said there was something weird. I said I didn't trust him. Even more so now, don't trust him. He blew up his whole alliance, threw every one of them under the bus to make himself look better, and is falling on the mercy of the other side of the house. I know I have to prove myself to y'all. I know it's going to take some time. I know I did y'all wrong. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. I can't wait to see how he acts next week, depending on who gets HOH. Because Cameron's going to try, if he stays in the game, he's going to try to go back and forth. And I think Hisam sees that. Alright, so Hisam tells Cameron that he's considering putting him and Riley up. Told you guys that. Cameron says, well, that's a good thing too, because I have everybody's ear on the other side, so I can come back and tell you everything they're saying. Snake, 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 because he is the one that helped Riley, if I am not mistaken. Alright, sorry about that. My corporal tunnel is really acting up today. So, you know, he says, I'll bring you all the information back that I can. Hisam and Jag talk, and Hisam grills Jag about the 8-person alliance, about the core. Now the core, Hisam is saying the core is Riley, Matt, Blue, and Jag. Guess who's left out of the core? Because there's 5 of them. Remember the handful? Cameron's the one left out. So all this information that Hisam has is coming from Cameron. If they would just stop and listen and count, they would be able to tell who is leaking the information. They're still acting like they have no idea. Although Cameron's been seen with the other side a lot. So I don't know why they don't have any idea, but they don't have any idea. He asked him what he had to do with Riley saying that she would come after him. Tells him nothing, that was all Riley, blah, blah, blah. Jag says he would never go after Hisam. They keep saying there's not going to be any brown on brown crime. That's a quote. From both Jag and Hisam. And they have a candid talk, and he's like, I would never, Hisam tells him, I would never go after you. I don't believe, he's like, I would never go after you, just like I would never go after Blue, because we're in the same community, because he's gay. You know, I can't go after one of my community members, so I would never do that. And he said, especially since 9/11 and the way that we were treated afterwards, and the feed's cut. Like, yeah, they're definitely not going to let us see that conversation. So the Keith feeds cut away until they finished their discussion on that. Corey went down and told Riley exactly what Hyson had said. Now that's dangerous because Hyson started every one of his conversations out with, whatever you say to me stays with me. I will not tell even the people I'm working with. And I would hope that whatever we say in this room is confidential between me and you won't tell anybody either. So that's how he starts every conversation. Now Corey went right downstairs and told Riley. Corey's trying to work both sides too, but I think it's going to backfire on Corey. Hyson and America talk. Not a whole lot. She says if she got the veto, she wouldn't use it. That she would do whatever he wanted her to do. She's not there to rock the boat. Yada, yada, yada. And then he gives her more of a pep talk about what she can and can't do because she's starting to put herself down. And so it was more with America. It was more of just kind of Hyson giving her a pep talk, raising her up. The next one to come in is Matt. Now, I think Matt shot himself in the foot. When Hyson was asked about the alliance, he opened up about it. He didn't lie about it. Although he didn't go into the whole core thing. He agreed that he was in the 8-person alliance. But when Matt went in there, Matt acted like he had no idea that there was an 8-person alliance. Like he had no idea there was a core alliance. He just acted clueless. Then he turned around and told Hyson that he didn't think Riley would come after him. That he wasn't Riley's target. Riley's already admitted it. He asked Riley to her face and she admitted it. She admitted saying it. She admitted telling people that he was her target. So that to me is like strike 3. You just lied to me 3 times within the first 5 minutes of our discussion. Or even less. So that, I don't know, but I think that if either, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. When we get to the video, I will go back to Matt. I just feel like he's talking himself right to the block. Just the way that he's talking Riley up. Jared comes back from the nether region. He hasn't really talked about his experience yet. I tried to backtrack and see if I could find any clips out there of him talking about what went on in there. And I can't really find it. There's a lot of clips of him talking game. I need some caffeine. But there's no clips of him talking about the nether regions that I can find anyway, and I went back and rewinded the live feeds and watched, and I don't see anything. Hyson and Riley talk, and she starts bullshitting him right off the bat. If you'll notice, when Riley's talking to her side of the house, she has a completely different mannerism, voice, the way that she speaks. All of that is different depending on who she's talking to. And when she turns on that bullshit, fake stuff, it's very noticeable, to me anyway. They may not show that on the main TV, but if you watch her enough in that house, you can see that she turns that on and off. He tells her, you're going up. He's like, you know, there's no way that I cannot put you up after my name came out of your mouth. You know, what would everybody else think? I have to make, you have to pay something for putting my name out there. So you going on the block is punishment, I guess, for that, you could say. Of course, the tears start flowing immediately. And somebody on Twitter, actually, one of the girls that watches me a lot, I love her take on stuff too. I told her she needs to come join me. But Bria calls her Mini Nicole F. And she's pretty much predicted everything that Riley has done up until this point. So it's hilarious. So yeah, she's a miniature Nicole F. The memory wall is back up. Everybody's on the memory wall. The Kirsten's picture's blacked out. No, Kirsten's pictures aren't on there because there's 16 of them now. No, there's 15 of them now. Yeah. I didn't get a really good look at it, but the memory wall is up. So, that tells me that nobody else is coming in, number one. Not quite sure, unless they were just waiting till they got down to the 16 to do it. Maybe they only have 16 spaces. It's very odd because all of the pictures are outlined in different colors. So when I first saw it, like Suri, never can say her name right first. Suri, I think it's Suri, Blue, America, and another one's outlined in yellow. So it really stands out. So I was like, have they had some kind of competition that I didn't know about? Because they've already picked the veto players. And so I knew it wasn't that. So I was like, why is it highlighted? And then I got to looking at it, and every single picture is outlined in different colors. So yellow being the brightest, that's going to stand out every time the camera's on it. So it seems that before nominations were made, that Jared was allowed to send someone to the nether region. This is going to be odd. This is going to drive me crazy until they explain what this is and what it does. But in this instance, he was able to send someone to the nether regions, and they did not come back before nominations were made, and they couldn't be nominated. So the person that he sent was Jag. So I don't think that Heisem was going to put him up anyway. But if he had planned on putting him up, that would have just screwed up his whole plan. So evidently, they're going to allow people to send people in as well as them pull people in for different stuff. So nominations were made. And as suspected, because Heisem came right out and told him, he put up Cameron and Riley. This week could go either way. And I say that because Cameron has so many people in that house that does not trust him, that regardless of what Heisem wants, if they want to go against Heisem, they will. And even Jag said, you know, this isn't a regular season. The way I look at it, this is pre-jury. We go after who we're going to go after. We break whatever commitment we're going to break, and we do it before pre-jury so that those people aren't in jury. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think that there's enough people that dislike Cameron and distrust him that it's very possible that he could go over Riley. But we still have a veto to play. The Jag comes back after the nominations, and he's telling everybody about the nether regions. He's telling them about the monsters that are in there. There's the nether Gorgle, and he's describing him, and he's got a baby pineapple for some reason. I don't know what that was all about. I think that's the pineapple that they made earlier in the kitchen. I don't know. But he's back and telling stories about the Gorgile, whatever. And then later on last night, or I should say this morning, a bunch of them were in the backyard. They still have the backyard. So that's amazing to me. They've got to be having the competition somewhere else. But later on, Jag and Blue talk. They're in the hammock. And Jag is telling Blue that Cameron told him that he had a lot of work to do this week. But he doesn't really understand that because Hysam's already told him he would never come after him because of their skin tone. They're both Muslim, I guess. Or Hysam is, I'm not really sure about Jag's religion. I know it's something similar to Muslim, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. But so he's like, I'm confused by that because Hysam's already told me he wouldn't come after me. So why is Cameron telling me, dude, you got work to do this week. You better get it together. I don't know. I think Cameron is just putting distrust in everyone's heads about everybody else. Like, so they'll go after each other and leave him alone. That rarely ever works out. Cameron also is the one that told Hysam about the alliance and everything. But he told Hysam that the core group was Jag, Blue, Riley, and Matt. Left himself out. So that right there should have told him it was Cameron that's telling it. Because why would everybody else's name be in there but Cameron? So Hysam would ask him a question, they'd start to answer, and he knew they were bullshitting him, so he'd stop them and give them the right answer. Well, I know that there's an 8-person alliance. I know that there's a core, and it exists of blah, blah, blah. So Jag and Blue are comparing notes on that. Because of what just happened with Luke, you would think that everyone would be on their P's and Q's when it comes to knowing that they're on camera all the time and not talking so freely about certain things. Jag and Blue are talking, and they're talking about their alliance, and that there's people in their alliance that they trust, there's people in their alliance that they don't trust. And Blue says, I trust everyone except for Riley, Matt, and Cameron. And Jag starts laughing. And he says, yeah, all the white people, let's talk about that. The feed's automatically cut. Like, boom. Did not go back to Riley or to Blue and Jag until their conversation was finished. I'm just like, people, why do we have to see? I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that because I am not in the right state of mind to be discussing that. But I think it's bullshit. You need to align with who you want to align with and not base it on skin color, religion, sexuality, all of that stuff. You don't have to have a higher purpose to win Big Brother. You just have to be smart enough to make it to the end. And like I said, they're still like going around having no idea of who's feeding the other side all this information. Open your eyes. All you have to do is open your eyes. Cameron is spending so much time with everybody on the other side of the house right now. And I guarantee you, if one of their people win next week, he's going to be right back over to that other side. And they're going to be going after Hysam. Mark my words. Alright, so the veto players have been picked already. They have not played the veto yet, as of 2:30 when I signed off of there. So the veto players are going to be Hysam, which is the HOH, Riley and Cameron, which are the nominees, and then America, Matt, and Blue. Now, Blue and Riley and Matt think that they got this in the bag and that one of them can win and take Riley off. America's already said she ain't taking nobody out. She's probably, I would not be surprised if she doesn't throw the competition. because she doesn't want to win the competition. Cameron, I don't know if he will go all out and win and take himself off, or he's going to be trying to show loyalty by staying up there as a pawn. I don't know yet. So that's what we have so far. I'm probably going to get one more video in tomorrow. I'm going to be leaving early Monday morning. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you guys won't hear from me. I will try to get a video out Thursday when I get home. But it may be Friday of next week, and then things should get back to normal. So remember to like, share, and comment in the section below. Let me know what you think about the video. And also, if you have a TikTok, look me up on TikTok. It's Mona, M-O-N-A apostrophe take, T-A-K-E. If you are interested in surprise jewelry reveals, that's what we are doing over there. Come check us out. Pop in, say hi, let me know you're from the YouTube family. And just watch and see what it's all about. You don't have to purchase anything. We have fun. And just chit-chat back and forth. That'll help a lot. So, alright guys. That's it for me today. You guys have a wonderful weekend. And as always, much love.